Hello everybody and welcome to a very special episode of The Money Man. And a quick warning before we begin, there's going to be lots of bad pronunciation in this video. Yes, that's right, because today what I have for you is a very special set of Polish banknotes that were never put into circulation. And what happened is, the bank basically kept hold of the designs and later released them as an incredible numismatic product, which I picked up early on last year. It was actually a gift that was given to me for doing some work for a well-established banknote dealer. And I've been holding on to them for ages, and I've been putting off making this video because I know I'm going to make a hash of the pronunciation, but I thought, no, let's do it. Let's just have a go. So I'm going to show you all 9 banknotes in this incredible unreleased series of Polish banknotes, and we'll start off with the lowest denomination, which is the 1 Zloty banknote, and here it is. Now, this series of banknotes is known as the Polish Cities series of banknotes, and they were supposed to be introduced in the very early 1990s, and you can see here we've got the date of the 1st of March 1990. However, because of the economic instability of the time, it was decided that what they were going to do is change the denominations of the currency. Therefore, this series, which was designed and printed, was never actually put into circulation. And it's a great shame because it's an absolutely incredible series. You will see all of the banknotes that I've got here are absolutely exquisite. They're full of icons of Polish history and culture, and they're very, very well designed, and actually I think they're quite unique in terms of their design because they just look very, very interesting, very typically Polish, but also very different from a lot of the other series of Polish banknotes that you might see out there. So really, really fascinating set of notes. Now, these banknotes were designed by a guy called Waldemar Andrzejewski. Now, I probably said that really badly. I do apologise. But he helped design the banknotes, and these banknotes represent 9 different Polish cities. And I'm going to try and say the names of them as we go along. Hey, that'll be fun. So, let's have a look at what we've got on the front here. Now, you can see on the front of this banknote we've got a very, very large building just to the right of centre. And I can tell you that that is actually the seaport building of Gdynia. Now, probably said that wrong as well, hey! And you can see the name of the city right here. So that is the seaport building in that city. And what we're going to do very quickly is have a look at the watermark and see what is discernible. So let's have a look. So you can see that we've got that Polish bird appearing, the eagle right there as the watermark, and I really like the layout of these banknotes. I think this is really, really interesting. So you can see that we've got that bird, which is a national symbol of Poland, and it's just here as well. So if we spin it around and look at the reverse, I love the reverse of these as well, really nice. Now you can see that very, very iconic National Bank of Poland logo right there, and on the reverse we actually have a large ship, so that's quite interesting. Now, the reason why we've got a ship is because obviously this is a port city, so it represents, the influence of maritime commerce and shipping on that city. So that's why we've got a large ship called a Dar Pomorze. Maybe that's the name of the ship or type of ship, I'm not too sure. It says in the numismatic folder that I have for this, the book that accompanies it, it says image of the Dar Pomorze ship. So I imagine that this is actually a specific ship, the name of the ship. So really, really nice, fantastic banknote. So let's put that right there, and what we'll do is we'll keep going. So I'm going to show you the second one, which is the 2 Zloty banknote, and here it is. So wonderful colour schemes on these. I can show you again that the watermark is the same. Just hold it up to the light, you can see that same bird poking right through. So you get a consistency there with the watermark. And the image on the front of this one is really interesting because you've actually got the image of a mine shaft tower at Kratowicz. So obviously a mining town with deep industrial heritage, so that's why that is represented on the front of this banknote. Really, really nice. Again, there's great simplicity in these banknotes, but also I love how there's a great harmony with the patterns, and you know, there's not too much going on, but it just works. It just looks very visually appealing, and I think this is one of my favourite Polish banknote sets that I've ever collected, and I probably ever will. So let's spin around and look at the back. So you can see on the back, actually, what we have here is the image of the Silesian Insurgents Monument right here. So very, very interesting. So a nod to Polish heritage and history right there. So very, very interesting. I'd like to know what that monument represents. I'll have to dig into that later. But there's so many banknotes here today that I can't really go into any great detail. So we'll put the second one there. In fact, we might have to move these away because we'll run out of space. So the next one is the 5 Zloty banknote, and here it is. It's a wonderful, crisp, refreshing green colour, and I really love this banknote. Now on the front we have the town hall in Zamość, so that is the city that is represented. And an interesting thing about this banknote is, again, we've got that same watermark in just left of centre, near the middle, and the colour scheme makes it really, really stand out. Really, really nice banknote, and I love the sort of ornate patterning that goes around here. Very, very nice. I almost get musical vibes from this, although it's not. It's just representing the town hall, but fantastic building as well. Wonderful architecture. So let's spin it around and look at the back. Now the reverse of this note actually features the image of the Order of the Cross of Grunwald. So I'm imagining that Grunwald is a patron saint of sorts in Poland, and that is the cross that is represented right here. So a nod to Poland's Christian heritage. Obviously Poland is one of those great Christian countries in sort of Central Europe, and continues to celebrate and widely acknowledge its Christian heritage, which I think is really, really good. So yeah, well done to the Polish, and nod to you guys there. So very, very nice, and I like how they always put a focus on their Christian heritage in their banknotes. I think that's really, really cool. So let's have a look at the next one, which is the 10 Zloty note, and here it is. And I love the colour scheme of this. This is gorgeous. Look at that. You guys know I have a thing for red and burgundy, but I like how it's sort of, you know, the shades. There are different shades of red almost going into sort of like a pinky purpley colour. Very, very nice. So I really, really like this banknote. I think it's beautiful. But it is an incredible set all the way through, as you will see. So what we've got on the front here is the image of the royal castle in Warsaw. So Warsaw is our city represented. You can see the name right there. And again, just to prove that it's true, the watermark is the same. So very, very nice, very visually appealing banknotes. So let's spin it around and look at the back. A little bit of nudity for you. There we go. Or maybe she's not nude. No, I think she is. So on the back, what do we have? Well, we have an image of the mermaid statue on the bank of the Vistula River. So that is very, very interesting, and she looks pretty fearsome. You can see she's got a shield and a sword held aloft, and you can see the sort of mermaid type tail right here. So very, very interesting. I'd love to know what that represents. Does that have any connection to maritime commerce? I don't know if it does. That'd be interesting. Yeah, weird. I've never thought of Warsaw being, you know, connected to the sea, or, you know, that's, well, it's not. So I'm kind of interested to know what's going on there. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. And I love the sort of floral patterning that goes around. Almost looks like a flower, I guess, that goes around the watermark. Really, really beautiful. So, incredible banknotes, and they just get better and better. So let's get on to the next one, which is the 20 Zloty banknote. And here we go. Here it is. Really nice colour scheme again. So you can see the layout is basically the same. There are alterations to the patterns that go through the banknote, and you do get changes in the shapes. So we've got 2 triangles actually representing the denomination. If we go back to the 10, you can see that we just had 1 triangle, and the 5 was actually represented by 3 L's. So you get these different shapes that appear in the banknotes as well, depending on the denomination, which is pretty cool. Let's check that watermark. There we go. It's the same thing, of course. And the building on front of here is an image of the old crane in Gdansk. So you've got an old crane here, which is quite interesting. I know it doesn't look too much like a crane, but apparently that's what it is. That's what the book says. I'm not lying to you. Okay, so let's spin it around and look at the back. Awesome. Look at this. This is awesome. Okay, on the reverse you've got an image of Neptune from the fountain in Gdansk. So that is pretty much a nod to the Roman heritage, in a way, of areas of Poland. Very, very interesting that Neptune is depicted there, and you can see he's got his trident right there, and very much sort of designed in the old sort of Greco-Roman style of having, the naked, muscular god. And you can see that we've got a horse right there, which is kind of interesting. Almost looks like it's emerging out of the water. So I just wonder if that could be a hippocampus. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. A bit fuzzy on the old mythology there. But yeah, Neptune, quite interesting. So, let's have a look at the next one. The next one is the 50 Zloty, and here it is. And I love the colour scheme of this. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous banknote. Again, the patterns are just really, really, really impressive. I really like looking at these banknotes, and you can see that we get more patterns filled in around the edges, so it increases the sort of sophistication of the banknotes as we go up in the denominations. So really, really nice. And I forgot to mention, actually, the security strips in these banknotes are just on the left here. So the building that's represented is actually the town hall of Wrocław. Now, I know I said that really wrong. Please correct me. But yeah, you can see that we've got that town hall of the city, which is named right there. Sometimes I find that the sort of Latinized representation of Polish words is not very accurate. I struggle with pronunciation because I try and read it phonetically, which of course you shouldn't do, but that's all I've got to go off. And I find that my pronunciation is so far from what it actually should be, but I'm just trying to phonetically read the letters. So I do apologise for that, but I do try my best. So, let's have a look at the reverse. Again, I love this. I love this. Again, I'm a sucker for history, and this is really, really nice. So what we've got is a drawing of the seal. Oh, sorry about that. A drawing of the seal of that city. So that's really, really nice, and really nice piece of history right there. So very, very fascinating. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, really, really nice. So that's the 50. The next one is the 100 Zloty banknote. Here it is. Very, very nice colour scheme. I love the contrast between the orange and the green. Really, really nice. And on the front of this one, what you actually have is another town hall in Poznan. And yeah, so it seems town halls get well represented. Obviously historic buildings, you can see from the architecture it looks quite old, with these sort of turrets here and a very large clock. I imagine that's what it is at the top. So really, really wonderful historic buildings. And I love this sort of nice sort of pattern that we get here. Very, very nice. Really brilliant. Spin it around and look at the back. And we've got another seal here. Now this is the seal of the city of Poznan. So yeah, you can see that we've got another seal in this banknote representing the city that it's giving a nod to. So really, really nice. Let's just check on that watermark again to make sure that it is the same. Of course it is. So there we go. Now the next one we have is the 200 Zloty banknote. And here it is. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I nearly dropped my book. So, here's the 200. And very, very nice design. Nice, crisp blue. Very refreshing colour. And I love this. Look at this. Amazing building. We've got an image of Wawel Castle in Krakow. So, really, really huge fortification there. It looks more like a stately home as opposed to an actually functioning castle of the time. Although you can see this causeway that runs up to it. That does look very good in terms of being an actual defensive structure, because it really narrows the path towards the approach of the castle. And there are turrets, but the architecture of it up here makes it look like it's more like a very, very large, stately manor, rather than a functioning defensive fortification. But however, I could be wrong. There are some aspects to it that do look realistic as a defensible structure, but it seems like it's been added to over the years So there's something interesting going on there. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but interesting. There's a mixture of different architectures here that I see. But let's have a look at that watermark. Very nice. Same again. And yeah, we've got 2 circles down here for the 200 denomination. Let's spin it around and look at the reverse. And you can see we've got another seal. So this is a drawing of the reverse of the Grozg of Casimir the Great. Casimir the Great. Now, I do not know who that is, and I do apologise if I butcher the pronunciation again. But again, it's almost like another seal or sigil right here. If anybody can add any extra information in the comments, I'd love to know. So, the final denomination, the largest denomination we have in this incredible series, is the 500 Zloty banknote, and here it is. Now, this one is a little bit drab, but you do get more of a contrast because you start with the blue and then the red, and then it moves into the green and then back through those colours again. So there's a little bit more contrast in this banknote. It's quite interesting. And what you have is a image of a cathedral, the cathedral, I should say, in I think this is Gniezno. I think that's how you pronounce the name of the city, Gniezno. So that is the great cathedral in that wonderful city. And yeah, really, really interesting. Beautiful historic structure right there. Spin it around and look at the back. We've got another seal yet again. This is the seal of the city of Gniezno. So very, very nice. And you can see we've got these wonderful patterns that go all around that seal. And let's have a quick look at our watermark one last time. There we go. You can see it right in the just left of center there. And I love how these images appear on the outside. They almost look like the stained glass windows of the cathedral building, which is really, really cool. And I wonder if that is part of the interior of one of the domes here. I don't know, that's just a guess on my part. So yeah, you get a real theme of cathedral from this banknote. Now, I do apologise if you can hear some drilling in the background. My neighbour decides that he wants to do some DIY right at this moment. Thank you to him, sarcastic thank you. So I do apologise for that. But yeah, that is the largest denomination that we have in this incredible series of banknotes. So what I'll do very quickly is I will show you the booklet that comes inside. So this was sold as a numismatic product. Like I said, I was very lucky to get mine for free. And these have been going up in price. There's actually another series that goes in an even larger numismatic book that has more banknotes in. However, I didn't manage to get hold of that one, but we'll have to look out for that in the near future. So you can see it tells you pretty much everything you need to know in Polish and in English. So if you want to pause the video and have a look at that, you are more than welcome to do so. So yeah. Bit of a long video today, but a very, very special set, so I wanted to do it justice. Let me know what you think about these banknotes. I think the National Bank of Poland have done an incredible job over recent years in releasing numismatic products. Some people criticise them and say it's too many, too fast, and they're just cashing in. Those would be the cynics. However, people like me that love to collect commemorative or unreleased series, I absolutely love that. I really love that. I'm very, very happy with the efforts that they're putting into their banknotes. So big, big kudos to the National Bank of Poland. Thank you so much for all the incredible designs that you've given us over the few years, and hopefully there's more to come. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. It's the Money Man, signing out for now. Bye-bye.